Hey guys, this is Carolina Varsity 2015. We're rolling into week 11. We're going to take a look at the playoffs for the Mecca teams. I'm Dale
And
Ross.
I'm Matt Marta Pittman, and here's your standings going into Week 11. Huff at the top of the conference with a 4-0 record, 8-1 overall, followed by Mallard Creek, 4-1 in the conference, 8-2 overall. North Meck behind them, 3-1 in the conference, 7-2 overall. A.L. Brown, 2-2 in the league and 7-2 overall. Vance, 2-3 in conference, 6-4 overall. West Charlotte, 1-4 in the conference, 2-8 overall. And Hopewell is 0-5 in the conference and 1-9 overall.
Yeah, so quite honestly, the top of that conference right now is really knotted and has an
Mm-hmm.
opportunity to any one of those three teams can finish as a conference champion. I think for number four, you have to have a whole lot of really weird stuff happen
Right.
with two losses. But let's just take a look right now with 6+ wins, and I mark it at six because six you're solid in the playoffs, no questions, anything.
Mm-hmm.
And there's four teams. Huff has 8 wins right now. And Huff's got North Mecklenburg and Vance. Very, very tough ball games. They're
Mm-hmm.
number one in the conference. They got the number one seed right now.
Yep.
Um, but they got two very, very tough ball games coming up. Mallard Creek has 8 wins, so
Mm-hmm.
they're solid in. Probably playing for a home game. They may have a home game already. They have North Mecklenburg to finish up. Pretty tough ball game.
Yeah, they've got a bye this week.
That's right. They can beat by this week. A.L. Brown has 7 wins, and they've got two winnable games: West Charlotte and Hopewell.
Oh well.
Right,
Okay.
so they should win both those ball games. That should get them to 9 wins.
So
So,
that'll be a 9-1 reporting, right? Because they can drop a loss.
yep.
Oh no,
Well, you
you
can't
can't
drop
drop conference.
um,
Yeah,
conference losses.
yeah, man, they got to drop a win.
They got to drop a win.
So they report eight and
Eight and
two.
two, eight and
Okay.
two, and then North Mecklenburg is at 7 wins now. Welcome back to the playoffs, North Mecklenburg, or highly into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
They've got Huff and they've got Mallard Creek yet to play. Now, if North wins both those ball games, they're conference champions.
Mm. Who
So
saw that coming?
exactly, who saw that coming? And I believe that those are going to be two games that they'll be in. They're not going to get blown out in either game, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
We'll see what happens with Mallard Creek. I know some of the Mallard Creek fans think they're back on the track, but you know, if they were on the track, I think they'd have beaten A.L. Brown by 28 or 35 points. But
You can't say anything for sure in this season.
exactly. Now down at 5 wins, and 5 wins is probably in the playoffs. Most likely you're in the playoffs, but that's Vance, and Vance has got Hopewell and Huff. Uh, Hopewell this week, which should get them to 6 wins,
Hmm.
and then Huff, which that's going to be a tough ball game. And obviously, we can't say anything about West Charlotte and Hopewell as far as the playoffs.
Right.
You're playing, but you know what you guys are doing is you are playing to upset other people's seedings in the playoffs. So West Charlotte's got A.L. Brown left.
Hmm.
That's their last ball game, so you can really upset Brown's apple cart by maybe making them have to go on the road with a loss. And then Hopewell's got Vance and A.L. Brown. So, Hopewell could really upset Vance
Yep.
by, getting a win there. Not just would it be an upset, but would upset their playoff. The report says that Huff is going to finish first with one loss.
Mm.
And it's still predicting them to lose to Vance. Mallard Creek will finish second because of the head-to-head. They
Hmm.
would be the number one seed, and
Hmm.
A.L. Brown will finish third, is what it's saying. Reporting 8-2. North Mecklenburg and Vance will report both 7-3 records, is what the report says.
Okay.
Uh, so that's 5 teams out of that very tough conference being thrown into the playoffs, and that's 5 very, very solid football teams when you compare against the rest of the state.
Yes.
When I say solid, I mean tough. Those are all going to be tough outs.
I wouldn't want to see Vance in the
No,
first round on the road.
no, me neither. Or North
Yeah.
Mecklenburg, and both those are probably going to be on the road. But both of those guys will probably be on the road unless North picks up a win. You probably need at least one more win to have a shot at a because a 7 record is probably going to put you somewhere in that 8,
Mm-hmm.
7 to 10 range, probably. So if you're on the high side or on the low side, you get a home game.
And one other thing to keep in mind here, if you're a wild card team from one of these Charlotte leagues and you're a big 4A, you're probably going to see a high seed maybe from another conference
Right.
here in Charlotte.
Exactly.
So keep that in mind when you're looking at your projections and thinking about who you might match up with if you're a fan of one of these teams.
Exactly. So next week's video, we'll have one game left, and we'll actually take a look at maybe who the projected teams are they're playing. Of course, a lot of this is going to depend upon ADM information, and we don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
I keep getting asked, are we going to be big A or little A? You know, I've had several coaches asking me that already. Where are we going to fall, big A or little A? It's like, man, we don't know. What's your ADM and what's everybody else's ADM?
Yeah.
Who qualifies up here and who doesn't? Who pushes someone up? And
Exactly, because if you're in that middle tier, you could go either way.
exactly,
It just depends on, like you said, who qualifies and who's where, and
exactly.
it's a heck of a process.
We have to qualify 64 teams first.
Yeah.
That's the very first thing we have to do. And then if more of those 64 teams are smaller in ADM, then obviously that's going to push some of you guys that maybe last year were 4A up into the 4AA and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
If more of the bigger schools qualify. So there we go. So this conference is still in question as to who's going to get that number one seed, number 2 and number 3.
Most definitely.
But Huff, if they win Friday night, or if they win next week, they're conference champions. So all they have to do is win one of their next 2 ball games, but 2 very, very tough ball games, and they're conference champions. Mallard Creek's going to play the last week of the season, and they got to hope that Huff loses both their ball games.
So Huff's really in the driver's seat here.
Huff is 100% in the driver's seat. Controlling your own destiny 100%. Yep. All righty. Well, thanks for watching.